Okay, in today's videos, I'm going to do a detailed comparison of Sony's a6600 and 6700 cameras. There are a lot of videos out there about that, but I think they are a little bit confused about it, and so I'd like to put in my own opinion about these two cameras side by side. So let's get to it. Remarkably, there are places on the internet where we can go and check out these cameras in a 3D virtual reality environment. So we don't actually need the two bodies side by side if we want to just check them out for their main features and ergonomics and button layout and so on and so forth, because we can actually do that online. So that's exactly what I did myself before having the chance to have these two cameras in my hands, and that's how I managed to get a good comprehensive idea about the details and the differences between the two models. The very first time when I saw this new model, the a6700, in a virtual reality environment, and checked that in various angles and the way it looked and all over, just top to bottom, I immediately came to the conclusion that this is not a simple upgrade of a previous models, but a completely different and brand new camera system. Of course, even the best virtual reality environment cannot compare to the actual physical handling of these two bodies side by side. But just as was the case in the virtual reality environment, it was for me in reality that the 6700 is not a simple update or upgrade, but in fact a completely different camera system. The 6700's body is much thicker, the entire feel is different, the grip is different, the button layout is different, there's an extra dial in the front, and the existing dials are different, extra buttons, extra solutions, some are missing, some added. The back LCD is totally different. In fact, on the 6600, I would say it's much more robust and stronger construction. It's great for vlogging, and you can shoot from high position, from low position. So yes, this is a good solution, not perfect, but good solution overall, and worked great for the 6600. Since this is my own camera, I put a protective screen on the LCD in order to avoid any kind of scratches and damages. The 6700's back LCD is a fully articulated solution and screen, which is great and very popular among photographers and videographers, but in my opinion, it is much weaker a construction than the 6600 solution, so one must be very careful handling this screen. In essence, handling the 6700 requires a completely different set of movements that one must learn in order to properly handle this camera. On the 6600, the main dial incorporates all the options in one solution. This is a simple, old-school design that is easy to learn and understand. On the new 6700 model, they completely redesigned the main dial and included a shooting option menu below to select still image, movie, and S&Q options right away. Also, instead of two options, there are three customizable options now available. The 6600's body incorporates a video recording button, two customizable buttons on the top, two customizable buttons in the back, as well as switch and the autofocus manual focus option, which unfortunately is missing from the 6700's body. On the 6700 body, the recording button was replaced with a customized number 1 button. The recording went on the top, next to the custom 2 button, and there is a custom 3 at the back. However, there's no custom 4, and the switch is also missing from the autofocus manual focus. So in fact, in reality, we lost 2 button options on the 6700 model. So once again, in my humble opinion, this is not in any shape or form an upgrade when you in fact take away extra button options that can be customized. It's just a totally different camera. That's it. The 6600 incorporated all 4 connections under one door at the left side for the HDMI micro USB connection, the headphone as well as the microphone. It was a simple solution all in one. In the 6700 there are 3 doors. At the bottom there is the micro HDMI and the headphone separately. On the top there is the USB-C charging port and the microphone input. And in the middle there is the memory card. The memory card slot had been moved into this position, which is a good thing. As a reminder, in the 6600 body, the memory card is next to the battery compartment. Both the 6600 and the 6700 uses the Sony a-FZ100 large capacity battery. On the 67's body, the grip is even wider and more dominant than the 66, and there's this protruding, edgy feeling, but that's much more dominant than on the 6600, which is comfortable, but the 67 is even more wide and more grippy. It feels like a full frame grip actually compared to the 6600. For the very first time in the 67 body, they also incorporated a front dial in the grip, which we have never seen before in the Alpha 6000 series. The 67's power switch feels softer, and that little grip over there is moved to the right side now. The mechanism of the power switch on the 6600 is much harder, physically feels much harder, and that little thing, that grip, is on the left side, which is easier to operate, turn it on and off, but during operation feels a little bit uncomfortable that it's there all the time. The new multi-interface hot shoe of the 6700 body can now connect to the latest digital audio microphones. So once again, I came to the conclusion that the 67 is a totally different camera unit. Even though the a6600's production has stopped at the time of this video, I can honestly say that if someone wants an excellent, high-performance, great quality hybrid photo-video camera for an amazing value, then this model is still a great pick, especially now that due to the release of the 6700, the price of this model has dropped significantly. With much higher battery performance, no overheating issues, more custom buttons, plenty of available accessories like vertical grip, and lower prices, the 6600 is a fantastic camera that stands its own ground as a fantastic unit. So either brand new or used in an excellent condition at low shutter count, the 6600 will satisfy the demands of the overwhelming majority of amateur and advanced photo enthusiasts and video creators. The new 6700 with all of its advancements stands alone in the 6000 series, since it has very little to do with its predecessors, but instead represents a completely unique direction in the form of a state-of-the-art crop sensor camera that was made to create an idea in a form that the current times demand. With high-resolution sensor, increased autofocus system, significantly improved video capabilities, added digital image stabilization, Wi-Fi features, higher shutter speed with more defined options, focus bracketing, higher frame rates for 4K video recording, auto framing with subject tracking, in-body timeless photo creation, more detailed settings in all aspects, the brand new AI processor-controlled subject recognition, faster memory card and the easier access to the card itself, the USB-C connection for higher data transfer rate and video output, advanced buffer for continuous shooting, the fully articulated LCD screen and more, it was built to impress even the most demanding pros. There are, however, areas that this model, despite all of its amazing capabilities, has failed to completely satisfy, such as the lack of dual memory cards for professional work, the overheating issue, the significantly lower battery performance with the same identical battery the 6600 uses, the low-resolution viewfinder, the still low-resolution LCD screen, the expensive price tag that is in the realm of full-frame cameras. So it is what it is, and everyone can decide if they want one or they want something else. As always, thanks for watching.
a6600.